Good day friends, CEV Group welcome you for watching this video. Please do not forget to like, comment and subscribe our registered values club for getting all new professional updates. So in this video we will discuss certain special case studies. There will be three case studies which are specially designed case studies. First one is salt manufacturing facility, in which we will discuss how to calculate the value of a salt manufacturing unit. Then we will discuss one economically obsolete industrial unit, that how to you can find out the value of economically obsolete industrial units. And third one is valuation of a drive-in cinema. So these case studies are based upon income approach. So income approach, there are two things which you can do. First one is you calculate the net gross income of the property or from the business which is being done in that property. From that gross income you will deduct the outgoings or expenditures to calculate the net income or net profit, and then this net income or net profit will be multiplied with the year's purchase, from where you will get the capitalized value of the property. So we will discuss all these three case studies based upon the net this income approach method. First one is given a drive-in cinema with a land area of about 97,000 square meter, is situated on the outskirts of a town. The land is partially freehold and partially leasehold. It is in the form of a big complex and contains auditorium and with mezzanine floor, 300 speakers, fountain, water tanks, canteen, RCC screen, wooden tile blocks, chowkidar quarters, booking office, main gate, compound wall, etc. The asphalt paving is provided for parking of 1700 cars inside the complex. It exhibits two shows per day and the full house capacity is about 5,500 tickets. Find out the value of the property by making suitable assumptions where necessary as below. Ticket price is given to you as rupees 350 per ticket. Working expenses 50% of gross receipt. Usual outgoing is 22% of gross income. Rate of capitalization as 12%. So it is simple one. You just calculate the net income from the cinema hall by calculating the gross income and then deducting the expenditures, and then multiply this net income with the YP, that will give you the capitalized value. So you know this, assuming full house capacity of 5,500 tickets with two shows daily at rupees 350 per ticket for 9 months, excluding 3 months for monsoon season because it is an open air theatre with an average occupancy of 60%. So reasonable gross income will be worked out that two shows with full hands capacity 5,500. So it means 1100%. Rate of per ticket is 360. So it remains work for 9 months in a year. So 365 into 9 months, 0.75 years, and 60% is average occupancy. So total income per year is 63 crore 23 lakh 62,500. So from this deduct the 50% of gross profit, means 50% of 63 lakh 23,000. 33 crore 23 lakhs 62,500. 50% of it is 31 crore 61 lakh 81,000. So the gross income will be annual income is 63 lakh 20 about 63 crores 23 lakh 62,500 minus working expenses of 31 crore 61 lakh 81,000. So gross annual income will be 31 crore 61 lakh 61,000. Out of which from this gross annual income 22% of is given as usual outgoing, which included taxes, insurance premium, etc. So 22% of 31 crore 61 lakh 81,000 is 6 lakh crore 95 lakh 29,820. So this is usual outgoing. So from the gross annual income 31 crore 61 lakh 81,000 to deduct this gross usual outgoing 6 crore 95 lakh 59,820. So net income, net annual income is 24 crore 66 lakh 21,180. So the trade of running a driving cinema is full of risk. You know, speculation as the license granted to run the business contain strict provisions. In addition, the land is partially freehold and partially leasehold. So you consider these two factors to decide that how much percent you can choose for calculating the YP. So considering all these factors, the capitalization, because these factors will lead to certain negative things. So that we assume the percentage at 12% in perpetuity, that will give you YP as 8.33%. So you multiply the value of this net profit of 24 crore 66 lakh 21,180 with 8.33. That will give you the value of the property 205 crore 43 lakh 54,429. So see, say 2 crore 3 lakh 43 203 crore 43 lakh 54,000. So in this way, this is simple case, simple things which we have already been applying in case of income approach method. So by using this income approach, you can find out the value of a drive-in segment. So this is all in today's video. I think all the things will be clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment box. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment and subscribe. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.